What felt like a useless piece of advice until you actually tried it? Clean as you cook. Dishes right away. And 10 minutes every day walking through the house picking things up, organizing. So much better than hours of cleaning on one day. Compliment people behind their backs. Sounds stupid but works wonders. Turn it off and turn it back on. Fans on my old MacBook died. Saw a YouTube video that said to simply take your fist and bang on the part of the computer that housed the fans. Thinking it was a troll. I gave it a shot out of pure frustration. And lo and behold, they purred back to life and I never had another issue with them for the rest of the time that I owned that computer. If it takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately. I do so much less housework on weekends because of this. Edited to add. Thank you for the golds. And the silvers. This is my first gold and I'm stoked it was for this comment smiley face. I hope this has helped motivate others who are in the same boat I was a few years ago. Strive for progression, not perfection. Cleaning your house before leaving for more than 5 days. Nothing is better than coming to a clean house. Faking confidence to become more confident. Edit. Thanks for the gold and the silver, kind strangers. Unclench your jaw. Open your hands. Drop your shoulders. And breathe in. When you're trying to fall asleep and your mind is racing thinking about a million things at once, making it impossible to fall asleep, do this. Pick a letter of the alphabet. Count to 8. When you get to 8, think of a word that starts with your letter. Count to 8 again. Think of a different word that starts with that letter. Repeat ad nauseum. You'll distract your brain and bore it to sleep. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. Practice gratitude. Grateful people are happy people. If you have a clogged nose, doing 8 to 10 push-ups will temporarily clear it up. Edit. Hey, thanks for the silver. And the gold. Flip a coin and choose the one you're hoping for. I don't even have to flip a coin now and I'm way more decisive. Try killing roaches with soapy water in a spray bottle. It sounds useless, but it works better than any insecticide I've ever tried. And it's non-toxic and really easy to clean up. Go to the bathroom first thing after having sex. Don't half-ass 2 things. Whole-ass 1 thing. Directly expressing my needs instead of hinting. 1 day at a time. It's been helping me stay focused in the now. Your gums bleed when you floss because you don't floss enough. Turns out if you floss enough, your gums won't be inflamed so they don't bleed when you floss. Putting cold water on freshly shaved skin will make it so you don't get ingrown hairs. Some of the best advice I've ever received. My dad always told me, ask anyway. The worst they can say is no, when buying something or when I needed something from another person. Seemed stupid to ask if I was sure they would say no, but I was also a socially anxious kid. Turns out that advice has helped me with school. With raises. With people in general. With plans with new friends. Stick to the same sleep schedule on your days off that you follow on days when you have to be somewhere at a specific time, like school or work days. I spent my whole life sleeping until noon on weekends. Thinking I was storing sleep in some imaginary sleep bank. I recently started waking up early on weekends. And now I don't have trouble waking up when my alarm goes off during the week. Plus I have all this extra time to do stuff because I'm not sleeping all day. Life is really much easier if you clean your workplace room. I clean my room often and it makes me feel calm and clears my head. Spend an extra $5 to $10 on wiper blades. Fill your tank all the way up instead of a little at a time. It's better to lose a second of your life than to lose your life in a second. People on the road need to just slow down a little. It'll save your life. Edit. Thank you for the silvers and gold, kind strangers. Pay bills. Save. Then spend. If you feel like quitting, then just tell yourself that the story doesn't end this way. Sounds cliché. But you decide when your story ends when you stop trying. You may fail. But you will not fail today. Don't let the story end this way. There's what you need. There's what you want. And there's what you can't afford. My dad says this all the time. And I never thought of it as useless, I just never used it. Now I have. And my money is far easier to manage. Never take I-90 through Chicago, my sister said to me in 2002. Yeah. Okay. Thanks was my reply. In 2004. Just over the border of Wisconsin we stopped for gas. We were on day 3 of our drive back from Yellowstone and had been on the road for almost 2 weeks in total. Funds were low. There was nothing left for another hotel that night. It was 11 a.m. Our calculations, pre-GPS, had us home at about 1 a.m. We looked at the map, saw the upcoming highway split and were debating between heading straight for I-80 or staying on I-90. Well, the last sign said 90 minutes to Chicago. May as well have a deep dish pizza for lunch. Plus, it looks like a more direct route. Mistakes were made. At 3 p.m. we had admitted defeat. There would be no lunch. The infinite traffic wouldn't allow for it. By 4 p.m. my will was broken. I pulled the e-brake, opened my door, and walked from the middle lane to the ditch just after a bridge to relieve the pressure in my bladder. Shortly after we would say, "Fuck this. Let's just get off here." That too was a mistake. The signs were in Spanish. The route back to the highway eluded us. We weren't even sure what time zone we were in. We asked a guy at the corner at a red light, "Hey man, what time is it?" I'll never forget his response. "Your mother." At 6:30 p.m. we finally drove past what is now Guaranteed Rate Park. Fully immersed in Chicago rush hour. An hour later we crossed into Indiana. Broken people. We had an utterly forgettable pizza. Got back on the road. And endured a drive home that lasted well past dawn. "I told you to never take I-90 through Chicago," my sister said to me when I told her our tale of that day. She was right. I should have remembered that. Going to therapy. I'm a guy. I'm emotionally stable. So I thought it was a pointless idea. Went with my ex-GF. In order to work out problems in our relationship, mostly on her end. I learned so much about myself and got some amazing life advice. 10 tenths. From a YouTube video dictated by a heavily accented doctor. Unclog your nose by sitting up straight. Holding your breath and tapping your nose. Untapping and breathing into about 80% of what you'd normally breathe in. Exhale. And repeat for a period of about 40 seconds to a minute. The point is to get a response to where your body almost feels like it's drowning. It's tough, but it clears your sniffles right up for a long while and works 90% of the time. Then I went on to suggest it to so many people, but they won't believe me or try it even if they're desperate. Edit. My native Spanish was showing through. Used a false cognate. What I meant by tapping was tapar, which means to cover. You're not hungry, you're thirsty. I would eat a big meal and wonder why I still felt hungry. It is because I wasn't drinking a glass of water with my meal. Now if I notice I am hungry after eating normal portions, I have a glass of water and wait 5 minutes before I continue eating. Wash your dishes immediately after using them. It really helps avoid unnecessary clutter and you ending up like this. Not taking your cell phone into bed with you. After a while you will sleep much easier without the distraction and blue light shining straight into your eyes before bed. As someone with a phobia of needles my entire life, I finally, 30 years in, had a nurse tell me to ask for a spare alcohol pad and sniff it right as I'm about to get jabbed. She said the harsh smell is enough of a distraction to keep your mind off the needle. I was there for a flu shot. So I got to try it out right away. I wasn't expecting much. But it worked. I've been doing it ever since. And have no trouble with shots or blood draws now. Which is huge for someone they've triggered panic attacks and near fainting in. Before. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Hoping this helps everyone as much as it helped me. Explain it to the nurse who's doing your shot, blood draw. 2. I always do. In hopes that they'll remember and use it next time they have someone who struggles with needles. And pass the knowledge along. That forest app. It grows a tree for up to 2 hours and during that time. You can't access any apps you think will distract you. If you want to open a distracting app, you'd have to kill your tree. All your trees, dead or alive, appear in a little forest. I have always had trouble motivating myself to focus on homework and not look at Reddit, YouTube. But this app is just enough guilt to not open them. I haven't killed anything yet and I'm surprised at how much I can care about a small virtual tree. People told me about it and I just completely assumed that I'd never use it or it wouldn't work for me considering how distractible I am. But it works wonders. Keeping my shoulders back. It was a suggestion I saw for preventing panic, anxiety. IDK what it is. But when your shoulders are in that position it gives some strange feeling of control. I also read somewhere that during panic attacks the body basically wants to curl into fetal position for protection. So I feel like focusing on keeping your arms down and shoulders back is a conscious way to go against that and stay grounded in reality. Works for me. Could work for you too. Before I do anything I ask myself, would an idiot do that? And if the answer is yes, I do not do that thing. Don't stop or change what you are doing when giving oral sex to a female. My doctor told me when I feel anxious or something like that to wiggle my toes and count them for every wiggle. It is something that distracts your mind and you can do it anywhere cause it just means moving your toes. Edit. I am fairly new to Reddit and I just got a sliver, thanks guys. Edit. SHSHDH, I got a gold, wow this is cool, I never had this before. Thank you guys so much. My grandfather told me this and I never understood it until I had my own place. Always buy the cheap tools at first and if you wear it out, break it, then you use it enough to justify getting a nicer, more expensive one. Lefty Lucy. Righty tighty. Stop chasing girls. Most times now they notice me as an individual, not as someone begging for a girlfriend. If you can tell that someone is going to hit you, tilt your head down. Teeth don't grow back. Your jaw is lights out. If they punch the top of your skull, they will probably break their hand. Always be drunk. Give up caffeine to help with anxiety. I gave it up to help with my vertigo years after this was first suggested to me. But it did help. I'm still anxious as fuck, but I'm not reacting to it like a hummingbird on cocaine anymore. Don't suffer future pain. In other words, worrying about all the stuff that could happen stops you from doing things and worse. Turns potential pain into actual worry and mental pain. In regards to dating, you'll find someone when you're not looking. Sounds like total BS. But it's proven true for me a few times. Edit. This also assumes that you go do social things sometimes. This absolutely will not work if you just sit at work, home all day. When it comes to smoking cigarettes or weed, it's easy to do it all the time. Easy to never do it. Damn hard to only do it once in a while. This too shall pass. On those days when I just feel like I can't take it, I think of that. And I know tomorrow will be different. Someone once told me, tomorrow may not be better, but at least it'll be different. In a strange way that too is comforting. I had a problem looking at people's shoulders while they were speaking instead of their face. I told a coworker my problem, who said, well, just look at their ears. Nobody can tell the difference. Life-changing. Seriously. No one can tell the difference. Just don't drink today. Surely you can do that. Then just repeat. It's been 19+ years. Drink water. Drink more water. Never stop drinking water. If you want to write a novel, just start writing. Don't plan. Just get words on paper. Teacher here. When you're texting, emailing between colleagues, friends, etc., don't put anything you wouldn't say to their face in writing. If you have it in writing, they've got something physical they can hold against you or gossip about. Even if the door is closed, speak quietly if you're going to vent. Your coworkers can probably hear you clear down the hallway if you're bitching after hours. Take it down to a whisper. CC your admin on every email asking a professional question to anybody else or in any conversation in which the slightest bit of conflict could arise. If you don't trust one of your coworkers, don't say a word to them beyond basic greetings. Trust your gut. Sit quietly in the lounge at lunch. If you think something is wrong, speak up. You probably aren't the only one to notice, and your voice does make a difference. Smiling at people. You can get a lot just from a simple smile. Giving small compliments to people right when you think it makes both them and you happy. Think that girl's skirt is cute? Tell her. Do the practice problems in the textbook. You think it's a total waste until you actually try it, haha. Once begun is half done. I am a terrible procrastinator by nature. I have totally done the well now at 5:02, so I have to wait until 6 o'clock to start cleaning, and I like making things seem like so much work that I can't possibly do them unless I take time off of work. In reality, if you just start a project without thinking about it, you can get everything done in like 15 minutes a day, and it's never really that bad. Instead of saying, "I'm sorry for being late," or something, say, "Thank you for being patient. Didn't realize the effect that could have on people." And instead of putting yourself down, you bring another up. My mom told me to spend good money on the things that separate you from the ground. Tires. Shoes. Mattress. I finally bought good not cheap shoes and life was significantly better. They last so much longer and my back and posture improved too. She's not wrong about tires and a mattress either. Drink less caffeine. I didn't realize how much it affects my mental disorders, anxiety, depression, until I started drinking less. And realized I function way better when I don't have a soda or two every other day. Edit. A lot of people are saying it could be the sugar. But I always have diet soda. I will admit that sugar and soda, diet or not, aren't healthy. But there shouldn't be sugar in diet soda. Edit 2. My parents both have caffeine sensitivity. So I probably have really high sensitivity. Like, even if it's one soda for 3 days. The first day I stop having soda, I get a headache. Bribe yourself with fun things to do the not-so-fun things. Today I was tired after work but got a little care package in the mail. So I made myself go on the 2.5-mile run I didn't want to do before I could open the package. Now I'm refreshed and happy that I did the thing I was pseudo-dreading. And I have a fun care package to open. Put on your own oxygen mask first. You can't help anyone effectively if you're not okay yourself. I was always self-sacrificing, to the point of being hospitalized for exhaustion. I'd always been told to give till it hurts and then push through the pain to give more. And so that's what feels natural. And anything else is pure selfishness. A great therapist told me that I'm good at helping but I have to be at least at a baseline before I'm effective. And, it makes everything so much better. Be yourself. The less you care what people think and the more real you are, the more people start to like you. Shop at Aldi's. My mother-in-law has been all over me for years about this. I finally buckled tonight, and spend about half as much as I usually do on groceries. Damn it. I'm not telling her. Ever. For gamers. Play games that have a beneficial AFK element, in-game. Then whenever you need to do some AFK stuff, spend the time it takes cleaning your house. Started playing Black Desert Online on Xbox. My house has never been cleaner and I'm doing it so regularly that it's becoming a habit, and when I'm all caught up I nap. It's like I tricked myself into taking care of me and my place with games. Easily the best life change I've made this year. I'm productive in-game, at home, and I'm well rested. 10 out of 10 highly recommend. I suffered severe insomnia for years. Someone told me I should get up an hour earlier. Go for a 30-minute run in the morning. Then do yoga for 15 minutes before showering and getting ready for work. Seemed ridiculous. But I decided to try it for a month. Haven't suffered insomnia since. Have way more energy. Sleep better. Feel better. It's amazing. Fake it till you make it. Dress for success. Started wearing a suit at work and got treated with more respect as well as promotions. Befriend those little people. The janitor. The delivery guy. The server. And the dishwasher. You never know when they might pull your ass out of the fire. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. If you would like to see more content like this in the future, subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified about future videos. Now check out one of these interesting videos.